very excited to be here. Very happy you're all here with us. And good afternoon. And I'm happy to welcome you to our panel on our very cutting-edge testing sites. My name is Daniela Gera Margaliot, and I'm the Deputy Director General of Smart Mobility and Innovation in the Ministry of Transport. And with me today I have Chemi and Roy, who I will introduce in a second. And hopefully they will be able to give you a glimpse and a taste of our cutting-edge testing facilities. 3 facilities that are managed by Netivei Ayalon Highways company, each dedicated to a specific angle of smart mobility technologies. So Roy Evan, I'll introduce you first. Roy Evan has been working at Ayalon Highways for the past 4 years as experiments field manager in the Technology and Innovation Division. Roy manages the company's test sites, the Smart Transportation Proving Grounds in Ashdod, sites in Be'er Sheva, and the UAV and supporting systems test range that Ayalon Highways is developing right now as we speak with Mafat in Yerucham. Great to have you with us.
Nice to be here.
Thank you, Daniela.
And Chemi Peker is today the manager of the National Cyber Center for Smart Transportation and Intelligence Systems, sites, in Be'er Sheva. Chemi is a cyber warfare leader with over 30 years of experience in the field of cyber strategy, threats and risk management, and smart mobility systems. So it's a great pleasure to have you both here.
Thank you so much.
And I think we'll just start by giving, if you would mind, giving the audience a bit of an overview, each of the different test sites that you each are managing. Roy, maybe we'll start with you.
Okay, sure. I will start with giving a brief overview of Ayalon Highways, and then we'll dive into the testing sites. Ayalon Highways is a government-owned company since 2017 when we opened our Technology and Innovation Division, and we focus on trying to solve the congestion problems in Israel. And since 2017, we no longer just work on one highway, we work in the entire country with mega projects. And with that in mind, I'll just dive right into the testing centers. So the first one is Ashdod. We launched it in 2017. We launched it in 2017 in order to give the ecosystem in Israel what it lacks. After a lot of conversations with them, we understood they are lacking a testing facility where they can come and test their technologies while they develop. And with this testing facility, they also need necessary equipment to do that. So in order to do that, we established our proving grounds in Ashdod. It's 84 acres with different roads, different intersections, and NCAP standards intersections. In our project, we already had like 520 experiments for more than 50 companies in the Israeli ecosystems. Our goals are the same as we started in 2017. We want to be a source of knowledge for testing and execution of tests and for planning them. While we do that while we are giving a subsidized cost in order that every company in Israel could start their testing phase as soon as possible even if they are beginning their roads. And our hope is to learn and implement those technologies later on in our roads in Israel, so we will all enjoy it. The center provides the customers with advanced experimental equipment. At the highest levels, it goes from managing software so they can manage their day and plan for the day in advance, NCAP dummies that give the radar signatures of vehicles, pedestrians, cyclists, and everything. We got communication systems, location systems, and we offer it all to the ecosystem in Israel so they can continue their testing and the R&D in Israel and won't have to go overseas for that. We welcome you to join us in our event, which should be in the coming months, and we will showcase everything we can do and offer to the ecosystem in the testing scenario. And I would like to talk a little bit about the Israel National Drone Test Range we are now establishing in Yerucham, together with the Ministry of Defense, Mafat, the Ministry of Transportation, and Ayalon Highways, of course, and Yerucham City. the goal here is to create a unique infrastructure that gives the entire ecosystem, if it's civilian ecosystem or the security reasons tests, that everyone will be able to come and use this test range, which will be supported with advanced equipment and a lot of stuff like that. For this goal, we located grounds in Yerucham that we will open the test range there. The test range will be will have two fundamental points. The first one will be at drones command and control center, which will be accessorized with drone cage, radar sensors, acoustic sensors, and a lot more. And the second part of this test range will be an airspace that got allocated to this project, to this test range, by the Ministry of Defense. Up to 1,000 feet, we control the airspace and we operate it. And we hope this project will be ready and done by the end of 2024. Right now, we only got the airspace allocated for us. And that's it.
Thanks, Roy. Super interesting. And we'll come back to you later. I have a few follow-up questions. But now, Chemi, if you could give us an overview of sites. What do you do?
Thank you, Daniela. So we are going to speak right now about the decision of the government in Israel, leading by the Ministry of Transportation 2 years ago, when all the threats and risk was identified, and the government of Israel decided that she's going to prepare and to welcome all the smart transportation revolution, and with legislation and all the regulation that we need here to make sure that we can now get inside all the smart infrastructural mobility, intelligent systems, and of course the autonomous, the new revelation that we're going to have. And this is sites. So just some backgrounds, we can see right now that for the last 3 years, and we're going to have it for the next 10 years, the next decade, we're going to see a real revolution, the digital transformation revolution. We can see it. We can see right now the infrastructure, the smart one, the smart city, the smart sensors, everything with smart data analytics. We can see right now the revolution with the electrification, the EV revolution, the public revolution, everything that is going to be electrification. And of course, tier 3 connecting car, which we are welcome right now with all the regulation. Cloud is the basic word, and everything that we can see. And of course, for the next 2 to 4 years, the first autonomous car in Israel and globally, of course. So everything that we saw about 25 years ago regarding the information revolution, all the threats and the risks that we saw about cybersecurity, cyber warfare, we can see right now that we have already some case event, use case. We can see for the past 3 years event, including the smart transportation. We can see it globally, and we're going to see much and much more. It's a new era, it's a new arena, it's a new OT system and not the ICT that we used to have. And this is the new scene to our opinion. That's what we're going to see. This is the new one. Everything is new threats, new risks. We're going to see completely intelligence, smart, I would say from sensor to vehicles. Everything is going to be new. All the cybersecurity effort that we did in the past are going to be changed. OT systems, a different policy, different methodology. That's what we are going to meet for the next, I would say, decade. And this is the thing that the government of Israel is going to be prepared. And SITES is the national center to do all this testing lab. Everything that we saw in the, I would say, the 20 years, we're going to see more and more, but the difference is in the damage, risk lives, and so more. And one of the questions that we need to ask ourselves is the regulation that we know, the global one that we have right now that was published in 2022. We all know the UNR 155, 156, is this enough, the 21434. We think that it's good, but it's not enough. It's only the beginning, stage A. So if we can see and we can look, it's too general, it's not specific. We need to go more. When we can see all the new vehicles, all the new smart intelligence, we need to be much more precise with all and more regulation. So sites is the testing lab. We are located in Beersheba. We are going to do all the tests for vehicle autonomous platform as well as the railways and smart infrastructures. The project is led by the government of Israel, Ministry of Transportation, Ayalon Highway. This is from the government, and of course the National Cyber Directorate. And the executive leader for the last 2 years and for the next 4 years is III, ELTA sites with the major subcontractors. The mission, very quickly, just to make sure that we're having it. So, of course, to advise the Israeli MOT about all relevant cybersecurity methods. They are writing the regulation and we're the execution. Cybersecurity testing service for all players. This is one of the mission. We are not working locally, we're working globally. And that's what we want to do. And if we're going to speak much more later about our challenges, one of the challenges is, of course, to be one of the leading cyber lab center testing in the world. Validation, we're going to make it to be profile and acceptable with the ISO one, the right one, training, support, all the ecosystem, and of course, joint R&D with all the customer. This is our expertise. That's what we are doing. We just launched with the Ministry of Transportation a new intelligence for vulnerabilities in cybersecurity. We just have it 3 months ago, and it's already working. So, including as a National Cyber Testing Lab, of course, we offer expertise, knowledge, and everything that we need to do, A to Z, all the supply chain. This is only, for example, in one of the cyber intelligence papers that we are already going to the market. It is go to all the transportation arena in Israel. And this is the radiance of Israel. We are one of a kind. It's the first cyber national certain testing lab in the world. That's what we are doing, and we are welcome all of you, customer, and to heaven to join us. Thank you.
Thanks, Chemi. Super exciting. And now that we know what we're talking about, I want to get into a few more details with you. I think we'll do a couple of rounds of questions. I'll ask questions that both of you can answer. And so I'll start with Roy, but then Chemi, you can add. The questions are more from the angle, the first question is more from the angle of the users. How do you gain access to the test facility? What sort of services do you give in the test facility, and what kind of equipment do you have?
Okay, so I'll start with Ashdod, with the Smart Transportation Testing Center. In order to get access to the proven grounds, basically you just have to contact us, me or my staff, and then we will sit down for a meeting, we'll understand your needs, and then we will tailor a solution right for you and right for your needs in order to get the test day as best as possible and to get everything inside one test day instead of pushing it along the
So we just Google you and we find you, yeah?
You can Google us, you can check on our Ayalon Highways website, there's contact us, and of course, there was my contacts on the slides before. Anyone else who wants to talk to me, you can come up to me later. The equipment we supply there is different. You've got communication systems, you got location systems, you got dummies that we control, and we can tell them where to go, when to go, and which way to do it. So each test is a unique test. We need to find what the needs are, and in order to answer them. And in the national drone test range, right now we can only give you the allocated airspace we have, but by the end of 2024, we hope you will be able to gain access to drone cages and the other sensors I mentioned before.
Great. Chemi?
So first of all, for our daily work is with the Ministry of Transportation is every day we are getting all the information, all the needs. We are getting the companies through them. We have a direct connection with the company. We are getting all the answer, all the process directly from us. We welcome the customer and the clients to come into Beersheba and to be part from the testing lab, from the testing process. We give them all the business model. It's all in one house. It's very easy.
Great, okay. So let's zoom out a bit, and I want to ask you like a general question. When you do what you do, what are the biggest challenges that you've recognized that you see when a company comes to do a test? What in this stage of the testing, what are their biggest challenges, and what do you do to help them get through these challenges?
So first, we need to make sure that we are going to have the testing process or the testing, I would say, working by the new legislation that we have. So first of all, we have the one that we have from the government of Israel, and that we need to be up to date to any new regulation, if it's the ISO one or any other one, to make sure that we are going to give them the new innovation, to be up to date in all the maintenance, software, hardware, communication, that we can make the right testing lab that will be certified all over the global one. We are making all our process, all our methodology by the Israeli, but also by the global one. So we can give the answer full from one place to another.
Okay, in I'm gonna, again,
Talk about Ashdod.
in smart transportation, if I want to just focus on the testing phase, there are usually two big problems. The first one is small companies doesn't necessarily have the knowledge in order to complete a testing day, and they don't really know what people want to see, what people want to invest in later. So in order to help with that, we recruited our own experiments expert, which helps with everything a company needs during their testing phase with no charge. This is our help to the ecosystem in order to keep it advancing. And another big issue we have in smart transportation is the insurance and registration of vehicles when they are in the testing phase. In order to overcome this issue, we launched a special insurance that we ran it, and we talk to the insurance companies and do whatever needed in order for a car to get through testing. And also, we have our own insurance advisors that sit with the companies and help them explain to the insurance companies what they are doing, how they are doing it, and what are the insurances we have without the insurance itself. In the National Drone Test Range, I think the main issue is we don't have an infrastructure. So this is our problem. We are working on it, and we hope by the end of 24 we'll give the ecosystem what it needs.
We're working on it together. We hope so too. Okay, so I have time for one last question. So I'll ask you something that's a little bit out of the test site, moving like from the test site to the roads or the skies. Do you think we're ready? Do you think, something comes into your test site or your test site? It's different for each of you. But and when let's say they pass the test, then what happens?
I think we are in the beginning. As I said before, this is stage A. One of the problems that we can see, the company, everything is new to them. They are coming all over the global. We can see that the ISO one, the regulation are still new. They don't know it very well. We're trying to explain, we're trying to give. It's new for us too. We're going to make all the new, I would say, methodology, cybersecurity warfare methodology on vehicles, railways, smart infrastructure. So we are meeting new things every day. But I think that the world completely, because that we are going to see the autonomous platform in about 2 to 4 years, we're going to learn together. So we're trying to supply with solution that we can see all the big picture, but I think that we are only in the beginning.
In my point of view, I think, again, I concur with Chemi. We are still in the beginning. We have a long way ahead of us to do. But with the help of the Ministry of Transportation and Ayalon Highways, we've got everyone on deck on the problem, and we are working on it and doing whatever we can in these scenarios.
Great. Okay, guys. Well, I'd like to again invite you all to make contact with Chemi and Roy and enjoy these test facilities. They're really unique and have a lot to offer. And thank you all for joining us. And thank you both very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roy.